What we haven't talked about is the path to get there,
Right.
the planning, the budgeting, the building of a turf couch,
Yeah.
the designing of furniture, artwork, building sets and stages, and all of the homework that has to go in
Right.
to pull off an A-class private jet kind of party.
Right.
Um, Talk to me about sort of the inner workings of the business and how you manage all of that.
So that's a great thing to bring up because, especially in this social media day, it all feels like it's just one big Instagram pink Barbie moment, which it definitely is not. But you know how, like, there's a thing with computers or with data analysis, and they say garbage in is garbage out, right? Like, if you don't feed it good
Yep.
information, you're not going to get good analysis out of it. Well, I kind of liken it to, like, if you have a macrocosm, right, of something, and it's like, here's your big picture, which is the end party looking amazing. All the little chunks that make up that, all the little microcosms, for the most part, have to have good components in them, right? They're going to have bad components, of course, naturally, but the sum of the parts has to be good parts. There is the building of the turf couch, and there is the budgeting and the logistics. When you take all those buckets that make up the piece, you've got to be able to find enough joy in that process so that it doesn't taint the outcome. Would I love stapling the turf to the couch and fitting it very tightly and making it so that somebody's not going to catch their shoe on it or whatever? Not particularly. But I do love the research of the couch, the picking of the AstroTurf fabric of the couch, the shade of green of the couch. There is a big chunk of it that I like. Now, I also like the satisfaction of a budget where you're like, I can kind of look at it as I'm accomplishing a goal. The client says, here's my budget. My first response is always, something along the lines of, okay, do you want me to fit the budget or do you want me to price out your wish list? Because they're going to be two different things no matter what. And then for me, I find the piece that I thrive on, which is the challenge of, okay, I've got to get these components massaged into here. And so what I can do then is say, okay, if they say, listen, I want this to be $100,000 budget, I can say, great. So I'm going to give them that. And then I'm going to say, in case you want to expand upon this piece, here are some other options. You're going to go over your budget. I can cut some of this over here. But I find something in each component that I like. Do I like typing the budgets? Absolutely not. Do I like calling for the pricing of the budgets? Hate it. But those pieces I sub out so that I find joy in some component of it so I don't get too burned out. Then you go to the insurance and all those logistics and all the, do I like all that? Absolutely not. But I do very much like the feeling of knowing I'm in control as much as I can be. And then I have, this venue needs this amount of insurance, and I do like to be able to like boom, 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 boom. That takes a lot of experience to get to that point. We don't spend that much time working on our businesses or working, the whole thing, like how you working on your business versus working in your business. We spend our time working in the business, and you have to spend the time working on it, which is the piece of, I know I don't like making phone calls and doing research and all this other stuff, but that doesn't mean that I have to delegate all of it. So if you can start just non-emotionally working on your business, not when the proposal is due, not when the phone is ringing off the hook, not when you have 500 unread emails, but when you can just take a step back and take the discipline and say, wait a minute, I got to regroup here because I'm burned out too many days. There are too many parts of this that I'm now not enjoying. Now I hate couches completely and think AstroTurf is the dumbest thing ever. You know what I mean? So when you can't find something in each of the pieces, that's the time to regroup. But that's also playing the long game as an entrepreneur and saying what's working and what's not working. What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? And what do we need to course correct? And how fast do we need to course correct?